Kann thematic tournament, which means we're going to be playing the Caro the whole time for the white and black side, talking about the ideas, and yeah, should be fun. The next hour I'll be doing a game reviews of the match I did against Unk. I think it was like 8 or 9 games of Blitz, so not too bad. Alright, well let's get to it, my friends. Let's go ahead and yeah, let's join this tournament and get some games in. Alright, here we go. Let's join, and let's see if we get the white or the black side in this. Alright, here we go. It looks like we got the black side first, and after this, they typically go ahead and play pawn to d4. Looks like knight c3 is played, but I can't say it looks much better than just d4. And we're going to go ahead and play pawn to d5, and let's take that centaur. I think this is known as a 2 knights opening. They actually transpose are turned back into the main line with d4 here. I'm going to go ahead and play knight to f6 here, and after this, white can play pawn to e5 here. The main line goes that pawn takes on e4, but I do not like that line as much, as I think it's pretty drawish. Although I guess I should play it at least one time for you guys. What I've done is actually transpose or turn this into a French defense. And I think it gives both sides good chances. You can see white grabs some extra space over here, but I've definitely got the queen side for myself. Let's go ahead and play bishop e7. The f4 variations are a little bit more aggressive if you couldn't tell. And let's go ahead and get ready to castle. Let me see what's going on here. g3. Yeah, this is a very aggressive way to play. Let's go pawn f6 here. We're going to try to destroy the center as much as possible. I think we take on d4 first. And I'm not too sure how they're going to take back here. Okay, they took back that way. Then we'll take f takes back here. And the idea is maybe to play queen b6 or queen e5 check, or even bishop b4 check first. We're just trying to stop them from their best life here. Oh, this is really interesting. I don't see why I shouldn't trade this knight off. Knight takes on e5. The hope is that either if they take, then they can't castle. Well, they can't castle so easily now. And then we'll play the bishop to d7. And yeah, let's try to harass them. Knight f4, bishop b4, queen e5 check. Their king's gonna be stuck in the center. Yeah, see, they've already kind of given up on that. Queen check here. Obviously, trading doesn't really help me as much as I wanted to. This is what we wanted, so that now we could play queen to b6. And now we're attacking d4 and b2. I assume they're going to play bishop to c3. And how do we keep working on this position? That's interesting. Knight takes e5 ideas work here if the king's on g1. So let's try to help him out. We'll go rook takes. We're hoping that we're going to bring the king to g1. Rook check, free tempo, and now knight takes on e5 here. Yep, they walked right into it. Again, a very typical idea here. Not a threat, at least just yet. Okay, hello. And what do we play here? There are ideas like knight takes d5 here, so I got to be a little bit careful. And they're looking for activity here. I guess I just play knight to c6 here. Why not? Let's just keep putting pressure on d4. Okay, so they played there. Knight takes d4 ideas are in the air. They have knight takes d5 ideas are in the air. Maybe I underestimated this threat. I could just play bishop f6 though, and just look to take on d4. Yeah, let's just do that. I could defend it, but I'd rather just attack. Here we go. Bishop takes d4 check idea. How's it going, Osvi? How's it going? Excuse me. Not a bad idea here. Again, another idea I missed. When the knight took, they're attacking my rook. So I guess I play rook e8. They are in a pin here. And then I could take on d4. Obviously, I don't want to take right away, because then after bishop takes, they take the pawn here on d5. This is just a public arena tournament. It's going to be the Caro Kann tournament today. So we're doing all Caros right now, guys. All Caros. A little bit of learning done today, because I know you guys how much you love it. I played Levy, and yeah, I won, but he won like the match. I think I won 2, and I think he won like 3 or 4. But yeah, we've played before. So bishop just takes here. Bishop takes here. I think we just transpose into a good endgame, right? Bishop takes. The knight goes back there. Bishop takes d4 check. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't take on d4. I guess what does he do if he doesn't take, huh? Yeah, he's not forced to take, and the d5 pawn's hanging here. I guess I would keep it simple and just play the rook back to d8. Oh, perfect. He made it easy. Queen takes on d4 check. Trading queens here. Good idea. Knight takes. Rook to d1. Maybe I miscalculated this a little bit. My plan was to play like rook e2 and get active, but I missed that. Yeah, the knight's just going there. I also looked at knight to f3 check, but the king goes to e2 or f2, and again, bad moves for me. Should I just play rook e4 here? The knight comes to f4. Knight e2 check, king f2, d4. But this does not look like the right way here. I might be getting a draw here, unfortunately. But I'm not going to give up just yet. Let's go ahead and start off with knight to c6 here. And then rook to e2 to get active and attack the pawns. With the rook on the 7th, I have a slight advantage here. Nothing to write home about, but at least it's something. The knight's a little bit active and inactive here. Maybe rook b5 will get played. Oh, we can't play king f1 as fast as rook takes h2 will be played. Okay, of course we don't want to lose this pawn. b6. The rook's a little inactive here. Awesome. Rook to c2. And now the new threat's knight to d4. And that would win a pawn. h2 would fall. Alright, coffee time. Rook b3. And interesting. Knight to d4, the knight goes there, right? Let's play g5. I'm gonna kick this knight from its great post. Oh, maybe he has ideas about he wants to play rook c3 here and trade off here. Hey, Nicholas, how's it going, dude? Yeah, the queen trade did not turn out well for me. I'm basically a beginner. All the other masters make fun of me, so. Alright, knight to e6. Interesting move. Attacking here. We'll go ahead and just play h6 here. Now, they could play rook to c3 here. Although I don't think that would be the best. I get a free tempo. Okay, perfect. Let's do it. This is going to be our best chance. King over, and our king's going to run this way. Knight to d4. Probably is a win for me for the king and pawn endgame. Ah, I think it is just a win. I think the king is getting there to defend, but I'm going to have two pawns here. I'll create an outside pass pawn. The king will have to run this way, and I'll take this pawn, and then I'll run over here and take these guys. Oh, they went well. They went well. I'm going to do a recap after this. Oh, interesting. They played the knight here. Yeah, I guess they saw that if they had gone there, the endgame was lost. Let's go king here, I guess. King here. The knight's guarding here. So we're looking for a free tempo. King d6, king c5. We're trying to get to this pawn. Faster we get to it, the better. Perfect. King there. Knight b5 check doesn't really do anything. It does give me a free tempo because the pawn is protected. King c4, and I think we're just winning this pawn, right? And we're going to have an outside pass pawn here, so the endgame is good. Wow, talk about tempos, man. What? My entire page is chess. Camilo Anthony. Who's that? Yeah, the knight's not going anywhere. And as I said, the pawn over here is just defending. Hey, Timothy. How's it going? Thanks for joining on the... Oh, gosh. Knight a3. Look at that. A beautiful idea. It's stopping me from getting my king to c4. Okay, let's go knight e5 here. Two ideas. Knight g4 check. If they go this way to e3. Also, maybe knight c4. b5, b4 is also another way to play here. But knight to a3 is a very nice move here. And remember, guys, I always have one of my main best plans here. Win on time. Win on time. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we'll take a look at those games soon. Yeah, knight g4 check, and we'll take the pawn. Why not? Oh, gosh. I thought that he played there. That was my bad. Oh, no. Bad free tempo. Okay. Knight there. King here. King takes c3 idea. Knight check here when the king goes to e2. Nope. King takes here, attacking the knight. I think would be good. I don't know. Some of these endgames are a little tricky, eh? Knight here, just attacking the pawn. Knight just takes. He'll check me here. I have king back. Pawn up after this move. And then... Okay, knight f2, check. Knight e4, double attacking on c3 and g3. So I'm guessing the king will go to d3 to defend. And I'm very... Okay. Yeah, that was a very nice one. You can see how we played on both sides of the board. Oh my gosh. Woof. Okay, on to the next game. As I said, these are all going to be Caro Kann games. I'm getting the white and the black side of it. I might play the main line of the advanced variation. I usually play Penna Botnovic. So yeah, lots of good things to go around here. Yes, Lozanos are known for our laughs. Okay, c6, d4. This is 1100, so it looks like we're going to play the main line here, which is pawn to e5. This is one of the good ways to play. Hey, what's up, Fook Life? And e6 is not a move. This person doesn't know what they're doing. We're going to go f4 and just take that centaur. d5 can get played now. We'll play e5 here. All right, let's go knight to f3. Bishop to d3, e5 here. And this is actually kind of transposing into that advanced variation, which is just the pawn forward here. But this is more of a modern approach where they don't really let you know what you're up to. Look at my beautiful pawn structure, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Thank you for the follow, Captain. And period. And Dayan. Bishop d3. Remember, the master puts the bishop to d3 because it attacks on h7 for checkmating ideas. Let's go ahead and castle. Queen e1. And a lot of times I get really good at kingside attacking chances here. b5 is interesting. I'll go ahead and play pawn e4. I'm okay. This is just a free pawn here, right, guys? Let's just take free pawns. Obviously, he could have defended. He did not. Bishop takes on b5. Queen b6. I could play bishop takes d7 check and stop him from castling. Bishop back over here. Knight to d2, knight to b3. We're going to start our king side attack now. Queen e1. Queen h4. Let's go... Interesting. I guess they're planning on playing knight to c4 here, which is not something I'm worried about. I'm going to go king h1. A typical Jesse James move. It stops checks, but to be honest, there's no checks right now. I was wanting to see if he's going to play this or not. I'll go knight to d2 now. I want him to take, so that now I take, and now he helps me develop my last piece. He might be looking to trade off the bishop there. Let's go queen e2, stopping this idea. And I'm going to go g4, f5 here next. Perfect timing. Let's go rook to g1, g4, f5. A very typical idea I like to do here for kingside attack. Someone's saying, hey, isn't this not too good because of that? Not the case here because there's no pieces over here. Knight g5 here. I don't want to make trades if I don't have to. This knight's a very good attacking piece. It'd be great if he could push his pawns forward here. Knight to h3. Knight to f2, knight to f2. Remember, I need pieces on the board to attack. But g3, g4, f5, this is the way. Let's open up this king. Knight back to h4, pawn to f5. Opening up the g file was something I would love here. Pawn takes, bishop takes. In fact, if he takes right now, it's losing, right? Just bishop takes. Bishop takes on h6. This is exactly why we brought the rook here. And now we just win a piece here. Let's see what happens here. Do I play rook takes g7? Yeah, so bishop takes g7 here. It is a fork. If I play rook takes on g7, I'm still being forked. Oh, you know what? I guess I could just play queen e3 here. It defends both pieces. I was getting ready just to let a piece die, which I guess I don't have to do anymore. We'll just play queen e3. Let me see here. Is there something better, though? When you see a good move, you look for a Jessier move. Hey, what's going back, Bullet Chess Girl? How is it going? Thank you for the follow, idiot. That's literally his name, guys. Okay, I'm not calling him an idiot. Thank you for the follow, Sam. Let's see. Bishop takes g7 is a move I'd like to play. It looks like an easy win. After queen takes on h3, I could just double the rooks, and there's got to be so many checkmating ideas there that I can't be stopped. Yeah, let's just play bishop takes g7 here. Queen takes on h3. I'll play rook to g1 here. Notice how I'm not even thinking about taking the rook there. There's so many checkmate patterns here that taking the rook would be bad. Oh, yeah, I did see he could trade queens here, which, again, I'm not really against. Pawn takes here is the best move. Why? Because now there's threats of opening up the bishop here. But as you can probably surmise, I have thought of that already too. I could take the rook here, as I said. I guess I'm just not materialistic. Bishop f6 check. The king has to go there. Rook g7 check. And double the rooks. If I double the rooks, the e3 check. Let's go knight to f4. When they play the pawn to check, we're just going to play pawn to d5. And I'll look for the checkmating ideas here soon. Okay, perfect. Rook over here to g1. Ain't stopping me, buddy. You ain't stopping me so easily. Rook takes g7. Rook takes f7 idea. Everything looks guarded here. Okay, they did that move. Can I just play rook g5? Is this checkmate? Can they stop this? Let's go rook to g5. I think we're just getting checkmate here with rook h5 idea. Why not take the rook? Again, I'm not materialistic. I live in a very bad house, but it's cheap, and I like it. And then we have check, and then mate. Alrighty, there we go. On to the next game there. That's one way I changed the openings into one that I like. We just played this guy, and apparently we're getting him again. Here we go. Last time he played knight to c3. Oh, this time he plays knight f3. Again, maybe he'll play the two knights opening, or maybe... No, he's probably going to play the pawn takes d5 variation, and then d4. Oh, knight c6 here? Is this like the apocalypse variation? Let's go knight c6 here. d4 or bishop b5 are moves here. Thank you, bullet chess girl. And I think in this line, you don't want to bring your bishop out because there's so many traps in this one. So here, I'm going to keep it simple. Knight to f6, e6. If I ever need to, I bring my bishop to d7. Typically, you want to bring the bishop out here, but the bishop b5 variations are very violent. Notice here the queen c7 variation is not good here either. Okay, let's go e6. They're going to get a good bind here. Bishop d6, pawn f4 is a good move. I'm going to have to vacate this knight with f6 later on. Let's see, what are they up to? Okay, so they do go f4. Let's go ahead and play queen b6, stopping them from castling for now. Again, just like last time, if he castles, we can take on e5 here. Obviously, I'd love if he take on c6 here, but we won't hold our breath. Okay, queen c2 gets played. Not an idea yet. Let's just go ahead and castle ourselves. h7 is being protected here. Now we also have ideas about knight to b4. Pawn just takes, right? Yes, I know. We're going to play bishop to d7. Oh, they just dropped the bishop here. We were going to play bishop d7, rook to c8 with the knight b4 ideas. Now, unprotected bishop. Now we just take. Yeah, funny enough, it looks like it's good for him, but it's not, huh? So, do I want to lose the bishop or the knight? I think I will keep my knight. So we're going to go bishop takes, pawn takes, knight takes. Again, we get a free pawn. I won the match. Woo! We'll do a game review after this one. I think we played around 10 games, so not too many. A lot of them are Philidors. Thank you for the follow, Lestampa James. It was I think 7.5 to 1.5. I let one game go. So upset. All right, knight takes on e5 here. Again, if he plays pawn takes, I get queen takes in check. I'm also attacking the b hop, so hopefully I get a free tempo with that. And this should kind of delay him from castling. No, I guess he could just castle now, right? Yeah, he could just castle now. But I'll take here on d3. Bishop d7, bishop b5 ideas. Whenever they castle, the rook on f1 can be attacked. Thank you for the follow, Tyler. And what we... best tips for practice your tactics, do puzzles. Okay, very bad move. Queen takes on e3 check. The queen will probably go to e2. And then I'll take I think I'm just winning the pawn here. Queen takes on e2 check, knight to g4. And I don't see a way for them to defend the pawn. So I'm just up 2 extra pawns here for no good reason. What's up, Poetic Chess? What's going on? Knight to g4 here. Knight takes on e5. All right, thank you for the follow, Owen. And hop potato. I mean, the one where I lost, I thought was pretty close. I think it was a drawn end game that I was in. I was down a pawn, but I think it was drawn. But I blundered my bishop at the end, so I'm actually pretty curious to take a look and see, yeah, if that was drawn or maybe I was just talking out my butt. Because Coach Jesse does that sometime. He just talks out his butt. Let's see. Do I want bishop check here? Knight's unprotected here. I was thinking about bishop b5 check, knight c4. Maybe just knight g4. That'll egg the pawns forward here. King's already going to f2. Bishop b4 check. Bishop b5 check. Typically the knight looks great here, but my plan is to push the queenside pawns forward here, and so this is what it's going to look like. So let's just bring the knight to g6 here, I guess. And then again, b5, a5, b4. We're attaching the pawn structure. Hey, how's it going, Staxos? Thank you for the follow. Altar, thank you, Shri, for sharing this. Jonas for the follow. J Flex for the follow. b5. g3. I guess they were worried about knight f4. I was not planning on doing that. b5, a5, b4. Ah, they're looking to attack me. That's a-okay. This is an end game, so the odds of them actually doing an attack against me is about, I think statistically speaking, is like slim to none. There's literally no pieces over here. My knight can go to e7 or to f8 here, so. Skassos is better. Okay. What's going on, Skassos? Is that just for like the Americans that we can't pronounce it? Can I play b4 here? Attacking the pawn structure. King d3, by the way, is a really weird looking move. So the idea is that if they take bishop b5 check and then I win the bishop, that looks correct. Let's play b4 and let's make a weakness on their pawn structure. Again, if they play pawn takes bishop b5 check, removes the defender, and we take this guy. And I'd love to take here, as this would create an isolated pawn. Yeah, I'll go through the games real quick. Nothing crazy. I mean, I'll give some analysis if you guys have questions. Like I said, I'm more than happy to answer questions and explain things. Also trying to work on the different forms of me not just playing chess. And, yeah. Yes, I do talk like Nakamura. I do talk like him. Take the juicer. Invest in index funds. Let's see here. Pawn takes. Rook takes. Bishop b5 doesn't work here. Let's play a5 here. Pawn takes is not supposed to work here still, because bishop b5 there. Oh, no. Thank you for the gift. Much appreciation. Take the poon. Yeah, you could definitely take it. Yeah, see, this is what I didn't want him to fix the pawn structure, but what can you do, huh? Pawn takes here. And then knight to c4, bishop b5. We're going to change things up, but just a wee bit here. A wee bit. I think we might be able to create an isolated pawn here. And maybe my knight gets rerouted to d5 here. It'll go to d5 or f5. And again, the king is awkwardly placed, so we get some free tempos here with the checks too. Okay. Let's go rook c5 here. Bishop takes check is an idea of mine, of course. Yeah, we'll just do that check there first. And then pawn will have to take here. And then we'll go rook to c5 here. Notice rook should not take since 95 check. Let's go rook to c5 here, getting ready to double up or maybe get a check in here. The pawn is still a target. I think I just get a free tempo now with a4 there. Yeah, this looks good. My king should run to the center at some point. Okay, rook check here. Rook to d4. Knight to e5 check. Ah, man. Give me that free pawn. Knight to e5. I'm playing for activity at this point. I have rook to d3 check here, which is strong. And knight takes on c4 here. They could take the pawn on a4. But, again, one of the best things about this is that the king's so inactive here. Oh! And here... Okay, I might have to play f5 here, guys. I don't know. The rook's looking a wee bit suspicious here. Wee bit. Maybe f5 and then king f7? I guess... Oh, you know what? They could play rook to d4 there. That is a little bit more annoying. Yeah, let's just play king f8. Keeping it simple. King e7. The king should go to the center. They attack my pawn. Good move. Let's defend the pawn. Just simple defense here. No need to get crazy. Rook to a5. Knight c6 check idea. c5 could turn this into a... Oh, interesting. Oh, did I blunder? I guess I did. Let's rook check, and unfortunately we'll just have to win on time here. Sorry. Check. Check. Oh, we won our piece back. Sweet. He could have played king e3 there. Rook check here would have won this bishop anyways, though. Rook takes, attacking the bishop. If the bishop moves, then it's checkmate here on g4. So they have to play like rook to d1. And then rook d8. Yeah. That's game over. That's game over. All right, on to the next one. Thank you for the follow, Gert. Thank you, thank you. Checkmate. Okay, we got the white side again. I'm going to go ahead and play d4. We got a stronger player. I'm going to go ahead and play one of my favorite ways to play against the Caro, which is pawn to f3. This is known as the fantasy variation. And the fantasy is that they're going to take and take. I would say people around 1900, maybe even 2000 know the main line. Either he doesn't know the main line or he just didn't like it. Let's go e5, and we're going to be turning into a French defense looking position yet again. And as we saw last time, I was able to create a really nice attacking game. This is if they don't take the pawn, obviously. I was hoping that they'd take for the main line. Thank you for the follow, Mark, Kushu, Siku, Silko, or Sicko, user, Zeke, Emir. You look goated. Oh, well, thanks. I guess a goat does have a beard. Well, you know what? I really should get a shave, huh? It's getting kind of long. All right, e5, f4, pawn to c3. We're working on it, guys. Do you wanna smoke up all my stuff? Oh, interesting. I wonder why they're thinking here. The typical move here is going to be knight to d7. I definitely think it's better than knight to g8. And then a lot of times, like I said, I just push forward with this really nice pawn structure. I need a lesson. I need to get a lesson from Witty Alien. I want him to teach me. Actually, I apparently, because I'm a chess.com streamer, I get the free thing. So I might get his opening stuff. Because I want it for the Elephant Gambit, which I think is just great. And also for the, obviously for the Alien Gambit. Maybe even the Viking. Does he have one on the Viking variation yet? I know two line. Oh, cool. Yes, people do respect big beards. Don't ask me why. I work with kids, and if you have a beard, it's intimidating. What's up, Raina? What's up, Sub? Isha? Cheeky cheeky. I'm still on my elephant one, my elephant cup mug today. But I have a lot of the new ones. I don't know. I don't know why he's taking so long. I'm not sure. I mean, he didn't lose connection. Maybe it's just something he doesn't know. I don't know. Thank you for the follow. M. Cheese. Thank you for sharing the live. I love Sicilian. In fact, that's usually what I do. I am old. I am 37 years old. You know, if you get to do what you love, you should be happy. And so I love what I do. I teach and play chess for a living. So if I was not happy doing something that I love every day, I guess I'd be sad. Thank you for the follow, Azo. And yeah, I played Naka and I played Magnus. Magnus I've only played 4 times. And Naka I played like probably over 20 times. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just don't like me. And so they just didn't want to play. Oh gosh, how long have I been in NM? I think I hit NM when I was 2015. So I guess 11 years now. I'm not getting any better, guys. I'm not getting any better. Okay, we got the black side again. So let's see how we do today. We're taking on Indonesia. I do play tournaments. In fact, I'm in a tournament right now. Over the board, not too much these days. I run a chess club and mostly deal with a lot of work. This is actually like the Panabotnovic attack. Let's go ahead and play the main line. Pawn to d5. The idea is for them to take, and make an isolated pawn here for themselves. Now, isolated pawn does mean that they're going to get very good attacking chances. You could play queen takes d5 there, but knight c3 gets played. So I like to bring my knight to the center instead. Because it's isolated, we should play pawn to g6 here. Bishop g7. Why? Again, as I mentioned earlier, they should go for kingside attack. Bishop g7 will target the pawn, but also it's really hard to attack Fianchetto's system. So that's also a great idea here. What's an NM and a CM? An NM is not much, and a CM is can't master. Here we go. The knight attacks the bishop, comes out for a threat. You could play knight takes c3 here. I'm going to go ahead and play knight b6 for a free tempo on the bishop, though. And then bishop g7, hopefully, and get rid of castle. Hey, what's going on? Thank you for coming back. What stops me from becoming a GM? A few reasons. One is it takes a lot of time. Two is skill. I don't think I'm GM level skill. Three is money. I don't have enough money to become a grandmaster. It takes, I'd have to do a lot more studying. I'd have to do tournaments, and it's not like we're talking about one-day tournaments, guys. We're talking about, I don't even know how much the tournament costs itself. Maybe the tournament itself maybe costs like a few $100s. And then the tournament's not going to be like one day and you're done. It's going to be in a different city, because in San Antonio, we don't do those type of tournaments. And then it's going to be like at least 4 or 5 days of chess. And yeah, dude, I need a job, dude. I need a job. I have to teach chess. I don't make money by just looking good. I was thinking about becoming a hand model, but I don't know. Knight e5. I'm going to go ahead and try to kill the bishop over here. Also, one of the nice ideas is knight to c4. This is good for me. I'm going to go ahead and play the bishop to e6 here. You know what? Let's go knight c4 real quick. Attacking the b-hop and over here. And then I'll play the bishop to e6 here. One of the main ideas anytime they have isolated pawn is to control the d5 square or the square in front of it. Yep, they did play this. This is a good move. Let's go ahead and play bishop to... Actually, you know what? We're going to go knight to d6. The typical idea here is for them to play b3 to kick our knight. So we're going to go bishop, knight to d6, bishop f5. More trades, the better. I got a lion's mane. Yes, I do. Thank you for the follow. Kuthuk and Navina. Wait, why money? Because life is money, bro. If you don't have money, life is going to be very tough for you. Looks like he saw my idea. Let's go ahead and play bishop f5 for now. I'm going to get my rook into the game. They're one tempo behind. They got to get the rook out and the bishop out. Thank you for the follow. NTS, RPS, Joe Mark, Nashallah. What's a national master then? A national master is not much. I don't know. I don't keep count of the GMs. I'm not cool like the other guys that show you all the wins that they make against grandmasters, and I don't keep count of which grandmasters I've beaten. I've beaten grandmasters. Rook c8 here. Let's defend and develop. Notice here that they can't play b3 to kick my knight. b5, a5. They're attacking my b-hop, which to be honest is not a big deal to me. a5 maybe? Actually, no, I'm going to go a5 here. Let's go for activity here, guys. I really want to play b5, but this doesn't work so well. My knight needs to defend here and here. Yeah, let's just play bishop back to d7. I don't care about the bishop, it's just I can't play b5. And I need to play b5, b4 and try to kick him back over here. Unfortunately, white's wasting a lot of time here. They're just not developing their pieces. CM is good, but you can get NM for national USCF ranking, I think. And CM for... Yes, sorry. With a non-sarcastic answer. CM stands for Candidate Master. And NM stands for National Master. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Rena. I think I play okay, but Grandmasters in longer games play a lot better than me. E6 here. I think we might just be winning a piece with the fork. attacking this knight with the queen. What title is better? Well, it goes in order. And think about it like this. Would you rather be candidate to be president or be president? You know what I'm saying? One of those is better than the other one. Well, I mean, you're on your way, and hopefully you'll make master. I don't see why it would be a bad thing to not be a candidate. It's definitely better than not having any title at all. Oh, interesting. Knight takes g6 here. How creative. I guess we just play pawn takes here. Not a bad idea. If you're going to lose a piece, you might as well get something for it. And here they got a pawn. And pressure over here. Oh, and they're attacking on g6. I guess I go king h7 here. Oof, I don't like this move. King h7. Okay. Let's see what they're up to. I have to make sure I defend this pawn and this pawn. Very nice move. Notice how this move is attacks on g6, but also puts pressure on c4. This is the kind of chess we are looking for. One of my goals is to be the Dr. Sousa chess. Queen e8, finally developing my queen, defending the pawn, and this was already protected, so I didn't need to do anything for that. Maybe bishop b5 next. Yes, NM is better. That is correct. Just trade everything. No. What's the point of life if you just trade everything? You got to make life fun, my friend. You got to make life fun. I'm going to play b5, overprotecting the knight. This also lets the knight move away now so we can have a life. They put more pressure over here. That's a-okay. Let's see. What do I play? Knight to f5 here. g4. Knight over here. Let's go knight to f5 here. We're trying to block this guy over here. This diagonal looks a little bit weak. A desperado is typically whenever the desperado tactics whenever you take and then typically you win material. I guess you could kind of call this a desperado. You're gonna get something, hopefully, and then the knight just comes to h4, and this is defending on g6 here. Maybe e5 here. Next move here, playing for activity because their pieces are still not developed here. Oh, perfect. We can have some fun. Knight e5 is a really strong move. Obviously, I cannot take right away because I lose my queen. e5 is a move, and knight e5 is a move. Attacking the queen. Which one do I like better here, though, huh? e5 here doesn't quite make a threat, but I'm going to go ahead and play this one. Objectively speaking... No, you know what? Objectively speaking, I think knight e5 is better. Knight e5 attacks the queen, and we're going to play knight f3 check and win the rook here next. Here we go. Thank you for the follow, Hoodlum and Scrams. One of the other big things to me, guys, is, again, why I don't care about getting the title as much, is I don't make any more money. If I get the title, it will not improve my life. And if it's not improving your life, what do I care? My ego's already big enough, trust me. My ego is plenty good. So I don't need the title to make me any happier than what I am now. I mean, I guess I'd be a little bit happier, but not much happier. Alright, I could take the free rook, but taking the bishop here makes more practical sense to me. Because when I take the bishop here, there's no more threats with this kind of stuff over here. Knight takes e1. Yeah, I just want to kill counterplay. Takes here. I missed a fork. Son. Why is it the bad players are always so loud? Okay, so now we can play bishop takes here. Again, you could take the rook, but when you see a good move, you look for a Jessier move. Bishop takes here. They're just giving away all their pieces now. Let's see if they play g5 and sacrifice. No. So again, you could take the rook here, but when you see a good move, look for a better one. Rook takes on f2, and there's no good way to stop rook takes on h2. Either winning with checkmate, or we're going to be winning the queen. The queen! I mean, it depends. I definitely do not recommend systems. I don't recommend London system or anything like that. I recommend usually the Scotch. Even Vienna is actually pretty good. I think is a decent opening for new beginners. All right, on to the next one. Again, we get the white pieces. And let's go d4. Let's take that structure. e5 here is interesting. Not good. Pawn takes here. Queen a5 check. This is more kind of a surprise opening kind of thing. Knight c3. And then the reason why this is not good is because the queen's out too early. Now there's a few moves. Knight f3, but I'm going to go ahead and play pawn f4 here. And then knight to f3. I like a little bit extra there. I'm a little bit extra. The bird is the word. And so I do like the bird. Look at my beautiful knights. Bishop to d3, getting ready to castle. If I get to castle, guys, I'm going to win. Oh, here we go. We're castling. You can take and mess up my pawn structure. That's okay. Pawn to e5. Oh my gosh. Let the pawns do the talking. They should take on c3 here. It's not. They're not going to get out of the mess. They're still in big trouble here. Ah, they're going for the cheapos. I love it. I love it. They're looking for bishop c5 check so that they can play the knight f2. Let's just go to play queen e1 here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this guy's just trying to win with piece attack. You got to have a decent pawn structure against a strong player. King h1. You could do knight to f2 check if you like. My next move would be knight to e4. Maybe pawn to f5. Perfect. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy, guys. I'm so happy. Okay. Let's do it. Pawn f5. Look at this. Look at this. Kingside attack is imminent. They're gonna be playing knight to f2 check. I guarantee it. Queen g3 first. Attacks the knight. And also... Oh! Really? Knight to e4 I should play? Knight to e4. Attacking the bishop. It's really just about getting a free tempo. I hope they play like bishop e3. h3 is next move. Oh my gosh. h3. And then we'll take on g4 next. They might play knight e3. If they move the knight, by the way, this is terrible. Bishop takes h6, wins a piece. Knight f6 check wins the queen. a3 is a distraction. Don't look over here. I think I'm going to just take on h6 here. Bishop takes. Yes, I know I can play knight f6 check. But checkmate wins the game. Checkmate is better. We'll play knight f6 check now. Kind of thinking about taking the queen now, but not really. Maybe pawn takes g6 I'll play next. Okay. Just win the king, bro. No. It's checkmate or nothing. Pawn takes on g6. Queen h4 is maybe the best move here. Pawn takes. They still can't move the queen. This is g7 checkmate here. So if they move the queen, it's checkmate. They're supposed to play pawn takes here. Now I'll take. Only because it shortens the game. Queen takes g6 and then mate. There's no way to stop checkmate here and here. Dang! This is why I call it the Caro can't. I'm not toying with them. I'm trying to play the best moves. Oh, rook e7. Dang yous. Why can't I quit you? Knight g5. Look at my squares. Rook f8. Checkmate. I'm not. I have a YouTube. I have a TikTok. I have a Instagram. Oh, I need to figure out how to start streaming to Instagram. I think that's where I got most of my views. Other than Facebook, but Facebook is for old people. Like me. I have a Facebook. I communicate with people on there. Thank you for the follow. I have a Twitch. I'm on Twitch right now, CJ. What's going on, Victor? Hey, Ray. Thank you for the follow. I do my own clips. Yes, that's why the quality is so bad, guys. I don't make much money on this right now, so I have to do all my work myself. Okay, let's go d4, and let's take that centaur. e5 here? What the heck? Okay, this is just like a fun thing to do. Again, this is not good, because even though they put queen a5 check and win the pawn, they're losing lots of tempos here. And as you just saw, I can get really good position. Oh, interesting. They played there. Free poon. We're going to hold on to this guy. Knight c5 here. Threatening knight takes on e4. Let's not waste any time here. Bishop to d3. If they take, will I take back with the queen? F6 is interesting. Pawn takes here because then e5. Now I'm threatening queen h5 check because this is the don't move the f pawn tactic. So queen h5 check is good. So let's do a bad move. Bishop to d2. Knight f3 is also a move here I kind of like. Whenever they're underdeveloped, we win with overdevelopment. That's why I'm looking at just bringing out my pieces. And again, I'm not too materialistic, so winning a pawn is not a big deal to me. I was trying to find the day for me to play viewers, but I really don't like to. It just takes up so much time. I have to find people, and then people are lying to me if they're in line or whatever, so... Again, maybe when I become a little bit more better at this, I'll do that. Yeah, I'm just going to play knight f3. I want them to take on c3 here, so I can play pawn takes and then bishop to d2. I'm hoping that I can just go ahead and castle. And then once I'm castled, then I get to do the fun part of chess, at least to me, which is to attack. All right, let's go to castle. They played g6, stopping the threat, but again, I wasn't going to play for it. I literally brought a knight to block the queen check, so that was not going to be beneficial to me at this point anyways. Oh, I'm playing what's called a thematic opening. So the idea is to learn and for me to discuss about how to play the white and black side of the Caro. I know a lot of people like the Caro, so yeah, it's just this is a learning stream where I get to have fun. And I like to have fun. Pawn takes here is kind of good. Queen e1. Let's go bishop d2. Kind of ideas, but knight takes on d5 here. Actually, kind of. It actually is. I developed with a threat. Simple idea, just knight takes d5, winning a piece. Why bird over king's gambit? I like both. I think they're both equally bad. I mean, I'll play both of them. I play a lot of bad openings. Looks like they missed the idea. Just knight takes d5 here for discovery. Knight takes, and look, I might be winning another piece here too. Yeah, knight f6 check wins the bishop. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, just so you know, if you go to my chess club, we won't make fun of you for your openings. Oh, you beat him though. There you go. Why are we learning against a 300? That's true. Lower rateds do know everything, so. Pawn takes here is good. Bishop b5 check is a move. I kind of like queen e1 here. Actually, you know what? Let's keep the king in the center, or at least stop him from castling. So queen check here. I'm sorry, bishop b5 check. Ah, queen takes d5 is a good move. Yes, queen takes d5 is a good move here. It's less about winning the pawn. I'm stopping them from castling this way. They cannot castle this way. And also pawn e6 ideas. Pawn takes d6. I just gotta get the rest of my pieces into the game and it should be over. e6 is a good win. Queen takes d6 is a move. Simple chess. Let's just play e6 here. Pin it and win it. Alright, on to the next one. Here we go. What's going to happen here next? Again, after this, I have about... Oh, after this game, guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump over. We're going to take a look at the game reviews of me playing with Unk. Feel free to ask questions, and I'll try to get through it. I think we played about 9 games. Maybe 10. I played the fantasy earlier. You missed it. All right, here we go. Pawn takes in check here. Discovery. So I'll be winning a rook here next. Yeah, poor guy never got the pieces out. What country is this? Uganda. Cool. Interesting flag. It's fun with flags. I'm your host, Jesse. Pawn takes here. Bishop takes. Yeah, I guess that's technically the best move. Bishop c4, just winning the rook. Oh. Do you think they missed it, or do you think they're just like, whatever? Bishop c3 check. Looking for the mate. Again, I could take on g4. But once you checkmate, the game is over. On you. Girl, you know it's... Yes, this is chess.com here. And queen g8 is a mate. There we go, guys. Boom. There we go. All right. We had a good time. We played the Caro Kann for the last hour here. This was a Caro Kann stream. Learning how to play for the white and black side of it. Let's go ahead and jump over and do learning with Unk. Oh, we got 4th place. Lame. All right. We're going to leave the arena and take a look over here. I'll start off with the first game. I usually don't do much research on my opponents because I think it kind of messes with my head. I'm not that kind of player that does a lot of preparation, other than I play and teach chess already a lot. So I'm just trying to get better at chess. So I have lines for mostly everything, as you guys could probably guess. Thank you for the follow, haha. Yes, oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to my next person I play. If you guys know someone I should play next, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to challenge them to a match. I don't care. I will play a Grandmaster and get my butt whooped. It's really just about fun for me and making content, and then, you know, yeah, it's just a good time for me. I'll play chess either way. Badfish? I'll play Badfish. You think he'll play me? That would be fun. I haven't played him in a while. I know he's been streaming again, which is good. When's the last time? You know what? It's actually been a while since I've seen people be who's cheated. I have my little thing right here, which tells me how often people cheat. Let's see how often it's been. For a while, it was so hot, guys. It was so hot. Ooh, you're checking my DMs, guys. You're checking in my DMs. Here we go. This is chess.com. 3 days ago, 6 days ago, 18, 18, 29, 19, yeah. It's funny because you can always tell. I mean, I can always tell whenever they're cheating because it's just like the moves are really good. They're beating me on time. They know all the openings, which I'm one of the few people that I know that knows all the openings. But yeah. All right. Tell them to jump into my DMs and then we'll do a match. I assume we'll probably do a 3-minute, 1 minute. But yeah, that'll be fun. Badfish is our next match here, guys. Anybody else you guys can think of that you'd like me to play against? I know I'd like to play Bullet Chess Girl a match. I don't play Title Tuesdays. They take too long for me. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our tournaments. I'm sorry, tournaments. What am I thinking of? Let's go take a look at my games of me playing against Unk. So, let's see. There. And where is learning with Unk? Here are they. Here are the matches. Here are the games. It looks like, oh, cool. It looks like he's already checked out the accuracy of these games. Because someone has to request it. So, this is our first game we played. Learning with Unk. Here we go. Here we go. This was our first game here. I think this was the first game. Okay. And it's already got the game review on here, so I'll just go ahead and just jump into it. I typically don't like to put that on there. Bullet Chess Girl is a weapon. She's the queen of chess. Nope, I won't play Vasler. I'm not playing people today. Oh, this looks like a tough one for him. I had a good game with 85% accuracy. He was at 74%. Oh, let me scroll down so you guys can see it. And then I played like a 2400 here. Sweet. Not too bad. So let's take a look at the game review. He played e4. I played c5. C7. Wait, this is not our first game. Is it? D4. No, this is not our first game. Maybe this is our last game. I'm so sorry. That's our last game. You know what? I'm dumb. You have to scroll all the way down. And all the way down is into the past. So this is our first game, guys. Sorry. All right, yeah, this is our first game here. The first game, I think he could have won this one, or at least got into a winning position. Yes, I won Unk with 7.5 to, I think, 1.5. We had one draw, I had one loss, and then I won the rest. All right, 2350, 2450. Oh, he got a brilliant this game. Wow. That's awesome. He got a brilliant. What was his brilliant move? Bishop to d4. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the game here. Knight to f3. I did know that Unk likes to play the Philidor defense from the white and black perspective, which is very tough because it can be really hard to play that opening because it's very, very defensive. Okay, here we go. Knight f3, knight f6, symmetrical variation. d3. At this point, I knew he was playing the... well, you know what? No, I didn't know. I thought it was playing King's Indian attack, maybe, because this is the move for King's Indian attack. So I played it like I would a King's Indian attack. g6, bishop g7. This is why I don't like it like this. I don't like the little arrows coming in every freaking second. Pawn to e4, castles, bishop e2, pawn to c5. Again, I was treating this like I was just trying to control the center, a reverse King's Indian defense. Oh, don't be mean, Bix. c3, d5. Here I'm just controlling the center. Queen c2, pawn to d4. I found that I like this move a little bit more. You can definitely play pawn e5 here, but a lot of times they just take and they have this line memorized, and it's really hard for me to create any kind of winning chances, at least fast in these games. d4. a4 here. This stops any kind of expansion of the pawns over here. Takes. Pawn to b6. I'm just playing very solid right now. One of my ideas is going to be putting pressure on the queen side here, which makes sense. So d3 and c3 are the pawns I was looking for. He mentioned he was already scared about knight b4 ideas because when the bishop's opened up, when the knight moves, they'll attack the rook. I mean, it's definitely something I would see, but it's not something I'll see right now because it's not there right now. But yeah, I mean, he plays this line a lot, so I'm sure he's used to seeing a lot of this kind of stuff. All right, rook b1, bishop a6. As I mentioned, I'll put pressure on the d3 pawn. Rook e1, rook c8, rook opposite of the queen. Now, I am thinking about knight b4 and knight d4 ideas, so the rook will attack the queen here. Bishop to f1. h6 here. I know it looks weird, but this is a really kind of slow-moving game, like I said. So h6 just really stops knight to g5 here, which is not really going to happen here, but I'm also kind of waiting to see what he's up to. If I was going to improve on this, I might play queen to d7 and rook to d8 to put pressure on d3 here right away. h3, king h7, overprotecting on h6. e5, and now the game is on. He pushed the pawn forward here. He's getting a little bit aggressive. And now my knight jumps to d5. Great square here. Knight takes c3 ideas are in the air. Knight takes on e5. Again, not right now, but this is the thing we're looking at. Oh, well, thank you, thank you. I look like a sidekick. That's what my mom tells me. All right, knight to e4. Good move. Taking on e5 actually does work here. I thought it didn't work. I thought after knight takes, bishop takes, knight takes c5, this was bad. And I don't know, it kind of is bad to me. Rook takes on c5 can get played because they're attacking here and the discovery's here. Rook takes here and I can take on c3. I don't want to give up my dark square bishop here, so I just didn't like these variations. I keep it underneath control. Just pawn to e6 here. Knight d6 attacking the rook. The knight here, I don't think can be maintained because there's already ideas what knight takes on e5. In fact, I think the computer earlier says that you can play knight takes on e5 here right away, which is pretty cool. Knight takes on f3 check, pawn takes, queen takes. And, I mean, look at all this stuff we have there. The pawn structure's just messed up here. I wouldn't mind this. Let's see, what's the computer giving this? -1. Again, this goes into complications, and I didn't want to go into this stuff. Rook c7, knight b5, rook d7, perfect. Remember, d3 is my target square here, so I'm trying to go over this. And now, pawn to d4, perfect. To attack my opponent, I need open files and diagonals, so that's what we get. I'm going over my games versus Unk that I played yesterday. Pawn takes. Now I finally got this open file here. But the knight's underneath attack. Knight a5, simple chess. Knight d6 here. A good move stopping my either queen c8 or other rook coming to c8 here. Also opened up the attack on my bishop. Let's trade this guy off first. Rook c7. This knight is too strong to live. Let's get rid of it. Knight to c4. And then here he put up a little trap here, which let's see if you guys can see. Thank you for the follow. It was knight takes, pawn takes, rook to c3 here. Do not take on d6. Here Unk set a trap for me with bishop a3. A very nice idea. So, rook c3 first, killing it, and then I can take the pawn here on d6 next. Queen a6 is a good move, attacking pawn. You could defend it, but then after bishop a3, this pawn can be really annoying. So let's just go for it. Oh, I played queen to d7 here first. I didn't want to do that, but then he plays knight e5 and he forces me. Okay, now I gotta take. Queen takes, and here I could win a pawn, but I didn't want to, but I have to, I think. This knight's just too strong here. Bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes. The bad part about this is the dark squares are weak. I already had calculated that bishop b2 doesn't work here. Queen to c7. So obviously if he takes, I take the queen. If he trades queens, we just take back with the rook. And now I got a really good endgame. In fact, my knight's really good here. A4 pawn will probably fall here, and this is a very good endgame for me, shall I say. Queen a6, rook c4, rook c1. A very good move here. He's going to take the c file, and I can't stop it. If I try to play like rook to c8, I thought after... Oh, you know what? I did miss this. Rook takes, queen takes. I thought rook c1 would get played, but the queen is just hanging here. So this is definitely an improvement. Dang it. Rook takes there, queen f4. I can't let the queen get back to get to either c3 or d4 here. Again, the dark squares are way too weak. Queen b5. It's kind of hard for him to create counterplay here. Queen e4. Here I saw the idea of g2 checkmating ideas. Queen to b3. And it looks like he missed it too. Knight to f4 here, and this is really bad here. Checkmate on g2, but also knight e2 check. He can't play just like queen g3. Knight e2 check would be a beautiful royal family fork here. Oh my gosh. And yeah, so we played f3 here. My plan was to go knight e2 check, and after, like, I don't know, king h1, knight takes, and just win the exchange. I thought after bishop takes, queen check here. But afterwards, I realized that if I took on c1, he has the exclam move of queen to c3. Oh my gosh. And at this point, it's checkmate, attacking the knight, and my queen's hanging here. This is what I almost fell for. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, I went ahead and just played queen f4 here. Attacking the rook yet again. Maybe knight to g3 check ideas. Of course, he's going to move the rook. He moved it to attack the knight. Check. Knight back. I'm not going to lie. You can see the time difference here. It's 1 minute to 18 seconds. This definitely played a role into it. Here we go. Queen c3. Checkmating ideas. One of the reasons why I brought the knight here was to stop these ideas. g5, just in case if I want to make an escape square. Rook e4. If he does try to play g4 here, I saw queen g3 check and get played. And actually, maybe this is what he's supposed to play here, because I think that's just like good for a draw. And I might have to give up the knight here. This is probably better for white here. No, this is even. Yeah, this is like a draw variation. Oh, you know what? I guess I could leave this on. I'll just leave on the analysis. Yeah, queen c3, g5. I just don't want the little marks being shown to me every move. Rook e4, queen g3, rook g4. It's a crazy how many pawns up I am. But, oh wait, I guess I'm only up one pawn. But I would think this should be a lot easier for me to trade down for a win. Queen to d6 here. h4. He's trying to open up this file here and get the attack going. And here I went lame and I just played queen c5 check. Again, it was more about time at this point. If I trade off queens, I wasn't going to get checkmate. Pawn takes, pawn takes. Rook over b8 attacking the bishop. Bishop b5, rook b4. Again, looking for some trades. And this is a winning position. I knew it. I knew that this was losing for me. Yes, this is really cool here. And he plays this beautifully. King h2. Here, he just simply has to trade rooks. Pawn takes, and then the pawn just pushes. And the knight is not going to be able to stop it. Notice that this pawn is underneath control because of the bishop, though. Oof. Yeah, I'm so glad he didn't find this. I mean, he has 7 seconds, so I don't really blame him for missing something like this. Pawn just takes here. Now he sees it. Takes. But now I guess it's like a draw. a5. I got to get the knight over there. Knight back. Knight over. Bishop to d4. This was his exclam move. Of course, if I take, then the pawn pushes and wins. But this is why it's a draw now. I just pushed my pawn forward now. Or I have a slight advantage here, but it's probably just going to be a draw here. Thank you for the follow. It's Amia. Because Yeah, and again, you know, he has 2 seconds here, so I don't blame him for missing this. He pushed the pawn, and this loses instantly because I just trade, right? And after bishop takes, the passed pawn just wins. Yeah. Ugh, this was our first game in a very, very tough game. Like I said, there was a lot of points in this game where I definitely could have made a mistake and lost. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go back and take a look at the second game that we played. I don't know if there's like an easier way to like pull up the games. Okay, so this was our first game where I had a 85% to 82%. Apparently in this game I had 92%. Oh, this game was so bad. Oh, hey, Unc, how's it going? How's it going? I was just reviewing the games. Thanks for joining. If you want to, actually, if you want to join in with the call, I'd be more than happy to do that. I don't have anything until 12 o'clock. So, Learning with Unc, if you want to join in for this, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, this was a tough one for him. He played the perk as black here, and I got a really good attacking position here. Thank you for the follow. And let's take a look at this one. I had a 92% and he had 70% here. Okay, cool. Yeah, so here we go. In this one, I'm playing the white side as I said. So I start off with pawn to e4. And I'm going to switch this over. Like I said, I don't want to see all these little weird things. I'm just going to leave on the analysis. I don't want... where's that button at? I just want the analysis on. I don't want the other stuff. The only way I know how to do it is like this. So we're going to do it like this. And then there. Okay, I don't know. I did it earlier, but apparently I can't figure it out now. All right, e4, d6. Ugh, I hate these little things. It bothers me so much. This is the, well, this could be a lot of different things, but this is basically a perk move order. d4, let's take that centaur. Knight f6 attacks the pawn. Knight c3 defends the pawn. This is one of the best ways to play. Knight d7 here, looking for e5. This now it makes it look like it's going to be a Philidor's defense. And one of the things I love to do here is pawn f4 and take that centaur. And here Unc never lets me. Some people will play g6 here, a lot of masters, and I get to play e5 and grab this by myself. Now this is good, this is bad. It looks like here it's a +1. I will tell you, I played this position against Naka at least 5 times. I got really good positions, but you know, that Naka guy's kind of good. He keeps beating me. So I won't say it's the opening though. I think the opening I'm doing pretty well. What's up, Chess Destroyer? What's up, Rena? So knight to f3 here to attack the pawn. He took every time, which I'm very happy about that. Taking here opens up the game. Knight takes. You know, I never experimented. I do like to play queen takes d4 variations. But after knight takes d4, I kept getting good position, so I just kept playing it. Because if it's working, if it ain't broke, you know, yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So I just kept playing knight takes d4. All right, bishop d3, defend the pawn. He's more than welcome to take this guy. I don't really care. I'll just play takes or queen takes. d5 here, really interesting move. I was very happy to see this. I'm very happy to play e5. I'm going to keep the center closed, and I love to push my e and f pawns up for the attack. Knight e4, just castles. Yeah, trades here I think would only benefit him. Pawn takes here is interesting. Even knight takes here. Yeah, this messes up my flow, guys. I like my pawn structure. Beautiful. I don't want to trade off pieces so easily. Castles. Plus, I have a feeling that he has this memorized more than I do, so I don't want to do it. c6 here. Oh, wow. They give that a question mark move. I thought it was decent. Pawn structure. You know, I guess if anything, I might say maybe bishop e7, get ready to castle as soon as possible. Let's just castle. Pawn c6. Queen e1. Queen, yeah, computer doesn't like it. I like it. My idea is I'm going to be looking for the king side here pretty soon here. And also, I'm hoping that he'll take on d3 or c3 here. Sometimes, guys, wishes come true. Knight takes on c3. Pawn takes. Perfect. Again, my whole idea is to play f5, e6, and just keep this pawn storm a-rolling. He played g6 here. Not the best move. Although, I think he's already in kind of a little bit of trouble here with f5 coming up here next. So, yeah, I don't know. g6 gets played. f5, of course, to attack your opponent. You need open files and diagonals here. Thank you for the follow. Spartan and user. Bishop g7 got played. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, what else do you play here? I don't know what the improvement is. Okay, computer's saying play pawn takes. No human is gonna want to play that. I'm I'm with Unk on this one. I play bishop g7. It's not the best move, but in a bad position, there's not great moves. You know what I mean? You know, here I'm sure he was hoping I play f6. And if f6, I'm sure he would have been very happy because I closed my own files here. Now the bishop goes to f8, bishop b6, and I can't break through. I'm sure he was hoping for this. Hopefully, but luckily for me, I'm smarter than the average bear. I know not to play f6 here and close the position. Queen to g3, defending the pawn, looking for e6 and takes here. If he castles into it, guys, I'm more than happy to do this. Knight takes d3. Well, thank you for fixing my pawn structure. I appreciate it. Bishop d7, bad move. Free tempo. All I was looking for was e6 or f6, and I got the tempo I want. That opens up the file. e6, baby. And is this the best move? They give bishop g5. Actually, bishop g5 does look better there. Yeah. Whatever, computer. Oh, look, it's only literally 0.01 better. At e6 here, perfect. Bishop takes check here. I thought he might play this because he can win the pawn. But here it's dark squares versus light squares because he has the dark square. I have the dark square bishop. He has a light square. So, yeah, it's just going to be really good attacking chances for me. Pawn takes over here. Obviously, I don't want to be down a piece. Pawn takes here. And here I took on g6. Pawn takes here maybe is also good. Yeah, look, it's about the same. But I saw that pawn takes here is going to keep the bishop bad behind the pawn structure. My queen's on the dark squares here. Ah, the dark squares are mine. Queen e7, free tempi. Bishop g5, develop with a threat. And I realized he couldn't play queen to g7 here. And if he can't play queen g7 here, it's just going to get terrible. The rest of it here is not, like, hard to find. Queen e5 here, free tempo on the rook. The king is trapped in the center here, guys. Ugh, this is an escape room where there's no keys. Rook g8 here, and here I just played simple. I just played pawn takes. I don't know, is there a better move here? No, pawn takes. Apparently this is mate in 6. Was I playing all the mating moves? Look at that, I was playing. Queen e5 was the first mate move. Pawn takes on h7 was the next mate move. And this is not the next mate move. I did not make progress this move. Rook takes f8 is mate in 5. I'm so bad at chess. Takes in check here. The idea is just to remove the defender to make another queen. Queen takes. Now I made a queen, and at this point he just resigned. And yeah, at this point, I mean the king's not escaping at this point, right? It's not gonna go well. It's not gonna go well here. Rook f4 is even more beastly and mean though. All right, game number 3. I'm off to a 2-point lead here. Feeling pretty good. It was a long day for me. I was teaching chess all day, and then I had camp with the kids, and you get sick. Okay, here 88% accuracy to 80% accuracy. So a decent game for me. I will train anybody, but you have to give me money, guys. My wife does not allow me to work free. Oh, dang, Unk's the only one getting brilliant moves in these games, guys. Unk is the brilliant guy here. I'm just the other guy. He played like a 2400. I played like a 2500 apparently. What was his move? Okay, I'm just gonna keep it on. Whatever. Okay, let's take a look at this game. I got the black side again. Knight f3, knight to f6, d4. He's obviously switching up his openings of not playing another Philidor defense as white or black. And here I play pawn to d5. I think I did hear him mention that he likes to play the Kali Zuxart. Not that I did any research into it, but I do know that the knight to d7 variations are the best ways to play against it from my research. And so here I will go ahead and play. He plays b3. This is the Kali Zuxart ideas. Knight to d7 right away. Apparently it's inaccurate. Whatever. Bishop b2, e6. Pawn c5. This is all easy moves here to play. Pawn b6. Bishop b7. Bishop d6 here. Knight e5. Very nice move here. One of the main ideas of these, what I like to call them the TLCs, the Tory London Collie, is to control the e5 square. And he's done a great job like this. Here we go. Yeah, I do online training. Guys, if anybody does want or interested in lessons, just message me and I'll send you the rates. And then you can give me money or not give me money. F4 here, and yeah, this is not like my best life, but I will say I'm very happy that the knight's on d7 rather than c6 here. I do know one thing. I was looking for trades here, and I need to open up the queen side. Typically what happens is white is going to go for the king side attack, so he wants to keep the center closed. Black has to go for a queen side attack, and I need to open up the center to create counterplay. Game on. Let's see who gets to it first here. Thank you for the follow, Captain and Zid. 94 here. Not the most accurate, like I said. I mean, as the computer will say, but again, I'm just looking for trades here. Pawn takes. Knight d7. Knight here. Was this the best move for him to take? Okay, bishop takes. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was the best move for him. But we're going to see him get great counterplay here. Takes, knight c4, bishop e7. I think this made more sense to try to get on this square, actually. I want to take and hopefully play bishop c5. Bishop c7, and the only thing this bishop can do in its life is trade for the knight, and it wants better prospects. Thank you for the gift, Asteria. Knight takes here. I'll trust him on this one and say this is a good move. I would not have taken here. I don't know why he wants to, but I'll trust him on that one. Queen takes. Knight e5. Yeah, okay. Queen to c7 here. Pawn c4. Here I'm very happy because now I can take on d4 here. This is the time to take. Why do I take here now? Any way that he takes back here, I'm going to like. If he plays pawn takes here, I get a pass pawn. Also, I'm going to be putting pressure on this d pawn right here. If he plays bishop takes here, again, I'm going to be playing probably like f6, e5 ideas. Maybe rook to d8 first. And then, you know what? I will say I think he took the best way with queen takes d4. Computer doesn't like it. I'm human. This looks scary to me. Rook d8. There's checkmating ideas in the air. If you're not paying attention here, guys, you could lose the game pretty easily. What's a bad move to play here? Look at this move. h6. Not the best. Knight to d7 here. Checkmate, attacking the rook. This is bad, see? So you got to stay awake here. You can't fall asleep. No sleeping in your chess games, guys. Rook over to d8. Queen to c3. Pawn f6. I definitely was looking at bishop f8 here. But I guess f6 is the best move here. I'm trying to kick this knight away. Oh, that's why. I want my free tempo of rook to d3. I want to double the rooks. Here we go. Knight g4, rook d3, of course. Queen e1. Look at this guy. He's so aggressive, and he's playing this so well. This game's I could not rest on my laurels, my butt, because he's just creating lots of threats here. Rook to d8, double the rooks. Try to control the only open file here. Let's see what happens next. Oops. Yeah, queen to g3. Knight takes f6, bishop takes f6. This is not good. Let's run to the corner, which look, this bishop's just eyeing me. This is what nightmares are made of, guys. Already moves like bishop f8 look bad to me. Okay, what did he play here? Queen h4. Oh, that's bad. I thought it was a good move. Okay, again, I'll just play, just to kind of show the position a little bit. I'll just play like, I don't know, rook to b1, bishop f8, knight takes on f6. Looks like a bad move. Oof. Yeah, I was like, that looks like a bad move. That's a bad man. And so all these things are just in my head here. Pawn takes, bishop takes check. I guess bishop has to block. Bishop, you know, Unk does something like this later on, which maybe he was on the right track here later on too. Anyways, back to the game. He played queen h4. Oh, f5 is the best move here. I didn't play this because I thought queen h6 was a very strong move. Bishop c5. Knight e5. I can't take. Knight f7 check. Oh, I do get out of this. There's some checkmate patterns. It looked familiar, but I guess not. Oh, I guess I was really worried about queen h6, but you know, I'm human, guys. I bleed blood, and I make mistakes. I know you guys don't believe me, but I do. Queen h4, I believed him. I played bishop f8. Apparently, it's a terrible move. Knight takes on f6. This is really interesting. I didn't think it was good, but apparently, it's a brilliant move. Here we go. Pawn takes. Bishop takes. Bishop g7. Takes. And then here, I think this is where he makes a mistake. I think he's just supposed to trade down for an endgame right here. And after rook to d1, I think I have to go like rook to d3. Because if you trade here, guys, this is not the position just to trade the rook right away. The rook is just too active. Yeah, this is just a winning position. +4. The bishops are not coordinated enough, and I can't block. So that's why in this position you'd play rook to d3, rook takes, pawn takes, bishop to e4, and then I'm pretty sure I'm just winning here. Yeah, I'm just winning at this point. But yeah, he brought the bishop queen back, and now this is just bad. I take the rook, of course. Trade off pieces, more steps to the endgame. And here, unfortunately, his king can't move anywhere. Obviously, he doesn't want to bring the queen back to trade. I can win this endgame. Yes, yes. I'll message Trini to see if he wants to do a match. Apparently, I'm going to do one. I'm sure Badfish wants to play me. Although I want to play Bullet Chess Girl, too. I have so many people I want to play. But yeah, we'll have to make a list and see who's on my list for me to play. Thank you for the follow. They know Kandan. Queen check here. The idea is that I want to snack these pawns over here, guys. If I can bring the bishop in, this would be a mate. And unfortunately for him, this is what happens. Because I can't checkmate with just the queen. And anything else, I could like try to make progress here, but then that gives him moves, and I don't want to do this. So here, check, 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 and now I can take and check here. Check, takes on b3. Funny enough, yeah, this is just working out. Here he tried to play an active move with f5. If the queen gets to e5 here, check, guys, I'm probably going to be getting a draw here. Or at least there's lots of ideas. Even queen to b8 check here. So, yeah, I played queen takes c4. And I guess, yeah, I think queen b8 check is the best move. Although the computer's saying king g1 should get played. Oh, this is in check. Oh, sometimes I impress myself, guys. I took in check. I'm smart. King f2. And now the whole idea is to bring the bishop in with check, and I'll be winning. Check, check, and now it's game over. Check, and then mate. Bam. Yes, sir. Yeah, very, very interesting game. The colleague Zuxart. He gets me in one of the... I think that's actually one of his wins later on. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4. Shut the door. Oh, this game. Oh my gosh, this one was crazy. Crazy taxi. For all the old people in here. Let's see here. What was the accuracy in this one? I guess start game review. What was the accuracy in this one? I played 87%, but I got a brilliant in this one. I got a really nice Smothers Mate idea. All right, here we go. E4, D6. Again, he's sticking to his... I think they call it the lion rose or something like that. D4, knight F6, attacks the pawn. Knight C3, defends the pawn. Knight D7, F4. E5 here again. He's not letting me get E5 in. Knight F3. Pawn takes, knight takes. We played this a few times. Wow, it's a mistake now. Okay. You know, earlier it was an interesting move, okay, guys? Now it's a mistake. Knight C5. Bishop to D3, just to defend the pawn. As I said earlier, I really don't mind if he takes on D3, queen takes. G6 got played here. He's going for a quick fianchetto. And this kind of makes sense because, you know, it's hard to attack fianchetto systems. With that being said, I know how to do this kind of stuff. Let's go to castle. I'm very excited. E5, F5 ideas are in the air. Bishop G7. I have to be careful because now there's like knight takes E4 ideas with the knight hanging. It doesn't work right now, though, because my bishop takes and my queen can defend. King H1. Always a good idea to jump off this diagonal. Always my weird-looking move I play. Castles. F5 here. Let's bring it on. Let's start the attack. I want to bring my bishop out. Pawn C6. It looks like he's very used to this maneuver. And this is what I was talking about. This kind of queen B6 stuff would be attacking my king and also the unprotected pawn on B2. He's probably won tons of games like this. Bishop G5. Okay. It develops with the threat. Queen C7. Solid. Queen to D2. I'm going to keep my queen here. I would have rathered F3. But queen to D2, again, I don't want to fall for this knight takes. I need to keep my queen to keep defending the knight here. Queen D2 also comes with that idea of bishop H6. If I could trade this bishop off, I'll have really good attacking chances. Knight G4. Yeah, this turns out to be a mistake. Although, oh, interesting. I thought the reason why this was bad was because of pawn F6. You have to be careful, though, because, you know, Unc has ideas here. This is checkmating ideas here, right? I played F6 here to kill the bishop and hopefully try and trap the knight. But look, he has this great square on E5 here, too. Oof. The bishop retreats. Again, if he goes D5 here, this is losing now Although he did make a checkmate in one threat, bishop f4. And then I'll take this bishop galore. Alright, bishop h8. Thank you for sharing the live. Go to Nick. h3. Attacks the knight. Knight to e5. Great squares for these knights. But the bishop and the rook, he still needs to figure these out. But you know what? Maybe knight e6 can get played next. Not bishop e6. I think his... well, you know, bishop e6 is a move. It's not forced. I wouldn't take. That's why I would play knight to e6 here as black. And then get the bishop out and hopefully get the rook out. Alright, rook e1. This was the wrong square. I think I was supposed to play the d1 to defend on d3. Because now my queen needs to stay here as long as these guys are still attacking. Bishop d7. Not a bad square. Knight f3. These knights are too powerful. I can't move my queen anywhere. So I need to get rid of one of them. Rook e8. Of course I'm going to trade. Pawn takes. This is how he's been trained. Unless a lot of times when you play this kind of opening from a King's Indian defense kind of perk stuff. So I'm actually pretty surprised that it's... Well, you know what? I guess rook takes probably is best because you can double the rooks and put pressure on e4. Yeah, maybe this is best. I don't know. Unk is playing the right pawn structure here. So pawn takes is a move. And queen f2. Yeah, here I just missed I could play bishop h6 and win the rook. And I mentioned that during the game too. I was like, oh, I just missed that. I played queen f2 attacking the knight, attacking here. Knight e6. Free tempo for the bishop to go to h6 now and win the rook. Takes. Takes. And here I got to play precise because I got to open up the position as soon as possible. I need to get my rooks to open files here. I don't see a good way to attack the king here. Queen h4 is mute. I think after queen h4, the king just goes to g8 and I don't see a way to attack. And I have a lot of patterns memorized. So here... Let's just take free pawns. Pawn takes. I have rooks, so I'm going to need open files at some point. And anytime you get a pawn trade in, that means an open file will happen. Knight f4. And here I saw a really cool idea. This knight is very annoying. So here I saw the idea. Queen c5 check. King over. Knight to d5 here. And this does two things for me. It's going to force a trade. Or it's going to give me open files here. I was expecting knight takes, pawn takes, and now this is being threatened. And I'm very, very happy here. But unfortunately, he didn't realize it was forced and played knight to e6. And now I saw it was a checkmate, which I did mention in the thing. So I was like, oh great, knight e7 check. This is all forced. King f8, smothers mate. Knight check g6. King over to g8, and here we have it. The smothers mate idea. Queen to f8. I don't think it's a brilliant move. I think if you study chess, like you could be like a 1200 and figure these things out. So yeah. Queen f8 check. Knight takes. Again, knight takes or rook takes. It doesn't matter. Notice that the king cannot take on f8 because the knight is protecting it. What's going on, God's fave? That's a great name, by the way. Knight e7 is just a check and a mate. Look at that. This is so weird. I don't think I've ever gotten this kind of checkmate pattern before. Yeah. What? What? Well, my students will figure this out. And I have 1,200 students, bro. Alright, let's go on to the next game here. I think this was our 4th game. Let's see here. Thank you, thank you. No, it's not a piggy. You're a piggy. This is an elephant. Okay, on to the next game. Oh, my little doggies are wanting attention. I gotta finish this up. Next one up. This one right here. Again, Unk is going to attack me. I don't know if Unk knows this, but... I play Smith Mora as the white and the black side. In fact, you can see me playing this against a lot of the main guys, like Witty Alien. He stopped playing that against me. Chess with the King played it, but he stopped playing that against me. For a while, everybody was just kind of doing it. Oh, good. See you later, little piggy. So yeah, I know the theory really well. I actually helped write like the new theory for this, so I don't think Unk knew that. Here we go. 92% accuracy, but I have a lot of this memorized. I feel very confident as white or black. I take the pawn, and I take the pawn either way. You know, I play the white and black side of this. Here we go. E4, C5. It's Sicilian time. As Tactical Cabal calls me, I'm the Sicilian master. I love Sicilians. I play them as the white and black side. D4, it's Smith Mora time, baby. Pawn takes, C3, pawn takes, knight takes. A6, I recommend the E6, A6 variations. I'm going to play E6 next, so it doesn't matter. Thank you for the follow, Mats, Sergey, and Henry. E6, bishop C4. This is mainline theory. This is why E6 is better, because the bishop can't do the sacrifices on F7 here. Knight C6, Knight E7, Rook E1. Oh, one of the reasons why the knight goes to E7 here, guys, if you go F6, the pawn goes to E5. Now, there is ways to get equality out of this, but the point is that black is going to get attacked and white has attacking chances. So, one of my main ideas in chess is to make my opponents as unhappy as possible. So, Knight E7. Knight G6, Rook E1. Again, this is all theory. Knight D5 here. I don't believe this is theory. And it does say this is inaccurate, but with that being said, I don't want to play pawn takes and go into these lines. This is my own theory. I don't know if this is true. Bishop B7. Most people here will play D6. I will castle. They'll take. I take, and the idea is to play D5. But strong players will play queen to D6 here. And yeah, I don't like this position. I don't care if computer says they like it. I don't like it. And I'm the one playing this game. So I played bishop E7. He took. Queen takes. E5. Good move. Yeah, bishop G5 is a very good move here too. Although, to be honest, if he plays bishop G5 now, I will just play F6 and overprotect on E5. Just like in lots of openings, guys, E5 is the idea. I'm trying to bore them out. I'm trying to play a lullaby, make them fall asleep, and then win with a very bad game. All right, queen takes. E5. Castles as soon as possible. B3. Tricky ideas. He wants to play bishop A3 ideas. I'm sure he's done this before. Bishop G5 I thought was good. I thought this was a better one. Yeah, I'll play F6 here. But after pawn takes bishop H6, I guess my rook goes to F7. Rook to D8. I don't know. My position feels a little loose here. So, yeah, this is learning with Unk. We played a match yesterday. I'm just going over the games. Okay, B3, bishop B2, or bishop A3 ideas. F6. I should have probably played B5 here first to get my bishop out as soon as possible. F6 here. A4. I missed this whole idea completely. I almost took on E5 here, because even after pawn takes bishop A3, queen to F6, bishop takes, queen takes, if I can get D5 in, which I think is almost forced, I think I'm very, very happy here. This is a mobile pawn structure. Computer doesn't like it, but I'm a human. He's a human. I'm okay. Oh, hey, thank you so much for the raid, St. George. Thank you so much. I need to add you, St. George. Thank you so much. I'm gonna follow you right now. Thank you, St. George. Okay, here we go. So, going back over here. Like I said, I was thinking about giving up that guy. Bishop A3. Oh, no. Here I decided against it, so I played A5. Knight B4. Not losing the exchange. Queen takes. If I can get D5 in, my life is great. Queen D6. Computer doesn't like it. I think this is a very good move. This is a good human move here. Knight to F4. So again, I saw the knight to C2, but it looked like it was complications here. I do not like this. You're going to win the exchange, but my pieces are all asleep here. But then you're like, well, doesn't knight F4 not move the piece? Yes, but it does come with some tactical threats that attack the king. This is the Mexican Naka, as I like to say. The Mexican Naka. What's going on fast now? Rook B1 here. And this, he just missed the tactical threat altogether. Knight takes G2 here. Rook B1 I thought was to play bishop B2 here. Oh, I'll mention that, you know, he could have taken the B4 here, which I'm sure he saw. But grabbing this pawn is not a big deal. Again, I could play D5 here. My bishop can get out. I'm very, very happy. Yeah, they're saying D5 is not good because of my knight takes G2 ideas. Which, yeah, technically that's true right now. Anyways. Yeah, he played Rook B1. Knight takes. Queen check. I can't checkmate with just one piece. And that's when I found the move. B5. Wow, it's just a good move. I thought this was great. The idea is getting a free tempo against the bishop and then playing bishop to B7. Hey, Soon, what's going on? So, They want queen takes f2, check first, king here. And then do I play b5? Is b5 now a good move? Yeah, okay. Well, I like the way I play it. I don't want the rook to come over to f1 in these variations. b5 exclam. I give it an exclam. Check, check, yeah. Again, if it's I don't know what he'd play here. If he moves the bishop away for safety, he'll get checkmated. So I don't think there was any free temples for the bishop to move to. So the game's just pretty much over here. Bishop check, sure, why not? Bishop b7, the light squares are fatally weak. He took on e6 check, which actually kind of helps me out because the only escaping ideas was king f1 to e2. And we're going to see if we get control of this square next. King h8, of course. King f1, and now a nice move. Oh, it's force mate in 6. I doubt I found it. Yeah, now it's more than 8. Okay, whatever. Rook e8. I was hoping for queen takes. Queen g2 check. King f1, and then rook takes and check here. And obviously we'll be winning pretty soon there. But Unk is too smart to fall for these childish things. He plays rook e3. And I saw I could win the queen here, but even better than a queen is going for mate. So I went ahead and played queen check. Bishop f3 check. Again, I could take the queen at my leisure, but checkmates are better. Check. Check. Oh, apparently I missed a mate in 2 here. What was the mate in 2? Queen d8. Rook c8 check. Oh, knight to d5. Dang it. I saw after rook c8, queen c4 would get played, and I stopped calculating. But knight to d5's mate. Dude. So Chad, bro. Okay. Anyways. Rook takes. Idea. Yeah, I mean, the queen's just there for the taking. The idea is to remove the defender of the rook here. So I played rook takes, and then check, and then mate. At this point, it was just really a matter of technique. I think this is our 5th game. Just asking. Oh, what's going on? We are begging in other channels to do what? Hey, St. George. Oh, St. George, I already followed you a while back. But thank you. Thank you for the follow. Okay, this is game 6, I think. I gotta finish this up. Okay, this is the last game. This is our draw game. This is me not being able to win. Here we go. Here he starts turning the tides on me. A little psychological game here. A little bit of psychological game here. Here we go. Let's go ahead and look at that. So here we go. E4, D6. Again, we're playing our Philidor's defense. F4, knight F3, pawn takes, knight takes. Is it this time? It's just a question mark at this point. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Knight C5, again attacking pawn. Bishop D3. So here he found Bishop G4, which I think might be the best for him. Knight to F3. E5, knight E4. He likes to do this. I'm just going to keep castling here. Taking here, I didn't like it before. I still don't like it now. Takes, takes. Queen E1, my typical idea. I want to go F5 and go for kingside attacking chances. Bishop takes here. That makes sense to me. Rook takes. And here, going queenside. I have all the kingside attacking ideas. So going queenside definitely was a good idea here. F5 here. This was the wrong move. I should have played like A4 or Bishop E3 or even Rook to B1. Because there's no need to play F5 here if he's not gonna castle here, right? So that was just bad on my part. So F5, castles. Now there's no more attack over there, so I got to switch gears. Bishop E3, F6. Interesting move. Yeah, I don't think that's the best one, but okay. F6. Now I get a pass pawn. Rook B1. My idea was to play Bishop B5 idea and try to win the queen and trap it. For instance, if H6 gets played, it's Bishop B5. If Queen B6, check will win the queen. Or if he plays Queen to D6, Bishop F4 wins the queen. With the same idea. So, but Unk's too smart for that. Knight E4. Oh, I thought this was a good move. Bishop takes A7 is not a move I'm playing. I played Bishop to D4 here. Just defending. I thought he might make some trades here. Bishop B5. Here I missed the free pawn, but it's one of those pawns that's not so bad because even though you lose it, you're going to get activity against the king. It's opposite side castling, so whoever gets the attack first will win. Takes. Queen b4. Does not like that move, huh? What is it like here? Bishop a6? Oh my gosh, bro. What the heck is bishop a6? Pawn takes. Rook fb3. What the heck? Wow. I saw that. I just didn't want to play it, guys. That's really cool. I did not see that. Dude, computers are so mean, bro. Queen b4. Knight to d6. A really nice move, I thought. It defends on b7 ideas. Here we go. Rook c3. Again, a nice human move here. Was there a better chance here? He gets rook f to f1. I like this move. Rook c3. The queen took. I didn't mind the loss of this pawn. I saw I was going to get good attacking chances. e7 here. Ooh, what was better? Was it... Oh, bishop a6. I keep missing this brilliant move. Bishop c6 here, too. I was planning on blowing bishop d7, but this would take all of, like, 2 seconds for someone to take. Yeah, and you can see here the game's equal. So, I tried to get a little bit more out of it. e7. Rook d7. Now I take. I guess queen takes is better. Rook e1. I'm going to try to hold on to the pawn as long as possible. Queen check here, trying to win the a7 pawn. c6, nice move. I think it's the only move, right? Like, if you play anything else. Do I have, like, rook takes c7 or rook a7, queen takes a7 ideas? Yeah, and then they don't win the pawn there. So c6, the only move. Rook e3. a6. Queen b4, a little bit of pressure on b7. King c7. Rook e6. Here I outplayed myself. I saw that he could play this move knight to e4, but I miscalculated. I thought I was going to be able to win the rook in check. Rook takes, blunderous move. Queen check, and here this was wrong. I think he just goes king to c8. And I think, yeah, black's just much better here. Oh my gosh. Black is just better here. -2. Oh my. Yeah. My queen can't go anywhere. This pawn's actually kind of decent. Yeah. Luckily enough for me, he went the wrong way. Queen check. And yeah, I guess it's a draw now. Takes. Takes. Queen d8. Oh, it was technically a draw, so I did the right thing here. Oh, no, it's a win. What was I supposed to play here? Queen c4. What's the difference between queen c4 and queen a2? It'll probably be a draw again because of the moves I play. I probably should have maybe played h3 here. No, h3 and making a queen win here. So what was my mistake? My mistake was being human. He gets closer to me. I was really afraid of just some kind of checks here and maybe getting mated. And I'm winning the match, and I don't want to get a loss on the board, so I just repeated. I mean, I have 14 seconds. He has 8 seconds. I'm happy with the draw here. Shalom. How's it going? All right, on to the next one. This is Unk's win. Unk's win against me now. Let's see. Where is it at? Here we go. I forget what number this is. I have 3 more games, though. Oh, gosh darn it. It's already 10:46. Okay, let's keep it going. Thank you for the follow. Let's see. What was the game review for this one? This one was... I assume I didn't do as well in this one. Wow, Unk has a 90% accuracy, while I was at a dismal 86%. He played like a 2600, and I'm not really surprised. Like, this was a very good game that he played. All right, here we go. I got the black side, knight f3, knight f6. Here we go again with another Kali Zuxart. Because of the move order, I messed it up and played this fianchetto system, which I don't think is the best here. I would have preferred to keep the bishop on the other way. Although it is a little bit harder to attack me now. I'm doing almost the exact same setup. Bishop b7, rook c8, he does the exact same idea. Knight to e5. Looks like I'm doing good here. Knight to e4. Knight takes, pawn takes. I saw that this was good because the pawn structure got messed up. Queen d7. Queen c6. This is the only problem I had with this position, was I just didn't like it because I didn't see any active plans for me. So I played queen c6. I tried to make him move pawns up. Queen e6 attacking the pawn. Queen c3 to defend it. Yeah, this is kind of, you know, take the, hey Liverpool, what's going on? just try to, I guess, take the file here. But I really don't like this position. It's boring. I need something more fun. This is why I like to play Sicilians. Takes. He trades everything off. Good idea. Yeah, here he missed a win, I believe. He was supposed to play rook takes, which he does, but he missed e6 here. And how beautiful is this, guys? It's checkmate here and also attacking the queen. But if I play bishop takes, pawn takes, you can't stop the pawn. I saw this in the game and I was like, oh no. You know, you stop breathing for a second. So luckily for me, he misses it. Bishop takes, king f8, king over. I got to be careful with the same move. King e6, pawn check wins the bishop. I thought this was just a draw here. Bishop h6 was wrong apparently. I did that because I didn't want to deal with e6 check. Bishop c6, I guess. Bishop h6, e6. That was a very nice move by him. Bishop c8. Apparently now he's grabbed the advantage. I'm glad I didn't play many endgames against Unk, because what was once a even position or drawn position is now much better for him. I saw I was losing a pawn here, at least from what I saw. I played the best move, bishop g7 apparently, because the whole threat is to play bishop a7. Even if you play a6 here, which I think I do now. Oh no, I played bishop b2 here right away. The bishop goes to a7, so one of these pawns will fall. Yeah, so bishop b2, a4, bishop d7 attacking the pawn, a6, b5. This is the best way out of it. Oh, so my intuition was correct. This is not really a win. This is, I mean, okay, white still has winning chances because they have the extra pawn. But because they're all on the same part of the board, what I can do is just try and trade these guys off. And then for the last pawn, I'll sacrifice a bishop. And then you trade off one more bishop, and then it's a draw. Although easier said than done. Here we go. Time's getting a little bit low here. Bishop f6. e5 I thought was best here to lock up the pawn chain. Pawn takes. Yeah, now it's a dead draw. g5. King e6. Check. Here I was getting, I mean, it's still plenty of time here, but I just didn't want to be losing. But Unk is doing a good job because he's actually making progress. Like, look, he has ideas here. And here I missed the bishop g8 check here. Just playing too fast. And then check, and then I lost. Like I said, I think there's reasonable chances here for a draw. But Unk does the right thing, and this is what I learned with Magnus Carlsen. Even in drawn positions, guys, you should keep trying to play for a win. Because why not? Why wouldn't you keep trying to make progress in these? All right, on to the next game. Very nice win there by Unk. All right, here we go. Yeah, it could have been a draw, but it's okay. Next game, here we go. This one over here. Let's see what the accuracy was this game. 2 more games left. I should be ending at 11, which is perfect. Oh, apparently I had a 96% accuracy? Wow. I guess I was not happy about that last game. Whoa, that's insane. I played like a 2700. Unk did good with the 84% accuracy. Wow, okay. Well, here we go, guys. That's crazy. That's really high accuracy. Is this like, it's 35 moves, so I guess that's good. Okay, again, here we go for another Philidor. e5, knight f3, knight takes, knight there, knight there. Because he did really well and got a draw last game, I assumed he was going to repeat, and he does. But this time, I keep things a little bit different. I played h3. He doesn't trade there. I'd be happy with trade because it just helps develop my queen. Castles, c6. e5 here right away. Again, I'm feeling a little too aggressive here. Pawn takes here. Knight d5, knight takes, isolated pawn. And here, queen e1. I'm going for my standard kingside attack here. Knight takes, pawn takes. Queen to g3. Simple idea. I'm going to go for kingside attack. Although I can't say... Oh, wow. Yeah, it is better for black here, apparently. Slightly. Bishop g5 here. I want to trade this guy off to have a knight versus bishop here. Bishop e6. d4. Just trying to make a very solid position here. Rook f2. I'm going to double my rooks. Again, I think my aggressive tendencies are there. And here I found knight to h4. I think... Yeah, here he just has to move the queen, maybe to c7, and the game is equal. Unfortunately for him, he missed... I mean, he saw the idea of knight to g6 by itself. right? Because knight g6 is just going to skewer, just fork him, right? And the pin, because we'll take on f8. Unfortunately for him, though, he played king g8 here, and this still works because I'm going to be getting the 2 pieces for it. Now, he does a good job, and I think there is drawing chances here. That's why the position's saying only +4 here instead of +9 or whatever. Because there is ways that you can get a blockade on the light squares here. Queen f5 here, trying to get the queen in to d7, attack the pawn structure. Pawn there. Queen g4, because he doesn't want the queen to get to d7. g6, and here, this is where he blunders. Although he had the right idea, he's trying to get the pawns on the light squares here. I get to check here. And then here, he played a little too fast and played king e6. Here, oh wow, g5 would have been perfect. Look, g5, and look, the rook is blocking. I have some weak squares around here, but he's still holding here. But lucky for me, he blunders and plays king e6. And now you could grab the pawn as usual, but here, queen check just wins the bishop, so game over. King back, check. Pawn up, check there, and then check, and then mate. Awesome. Woo. Yeah, that game, very, very solid play by me. I don't particularly like that game. All right, last game here, guys. Last game. I believe it's the last game. Yeah, the last games I'm not happy with how I played. Very, very lame. Oh, wait, there's 2 more? Oh, no, this is the last one. All right, here we go. Last game, guys. Here we go. Let's see what the accuracy was and everything. Game review. Let's see what my accuracy was in his. Yeah, not a very well game for both of us. I only played like 85% and he only did 75% here. So, okay. Let's take a look and see how this game went. E4, C5, Sicilian time. D4, pawn takes C3. Pawn takes. Again, I'm very used to all the theory, but Unk has different plans in mine. And after I'm like, okay, I feel really good about this. I know theory way too much for the common person. He played H4, and I'm like, oh, no. I remember Witty Alien played this against me and got a win. And I've had some other people play this against me too and get wins, so I'm just like, okay, I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I played knight c6, bishop f4, pawn d6, already move I'm not happy to play. G4 here. I definitely thought this was a little too aggressive, Unk, but hey, he wants to go down swinging, and I don't blame him. Here we go. E5 here to win the pawn here on g4. Bishop g5, a nice move. And here, I played bishop e7. Okay, good. And bishop e7 apparently is the top move here. You don't want to play pawn f6 here. This is too many pawn moves, guys. Yes, I won a pawn, but it just felt wrong. So I played bishop e7 here. Rook g1 to defend the pawn. Makes sense to me. Pawn h6. Oh, they don't like that move. It likes bishop takes g5. I don't like that. I don't like knight f6 either because bishop takes g5. So that's why I played h6 here, which apparently is bad. Bishop takes, knight takes, free tempo. d6 is weak. Queen d2. I mean, I even though computer says they like my position, I think I like white's more. It looks a lot more fun. And my life is all about fun, man. At least I'm trying to make it fun. Knight g6. You know, another interesting move here is pawn to g5 here. Yeah, I don't know. Queen d2 is also good, going queenside and getting ready to attack me. Perfect. Knight g6. It hates this move. Well, I hate you too, computer. Knight, pawn h5. Knight to f4. I love my knight here. Castles. Bishop e6. Oh, this was the best move. I guess there was no good way to defend the pawn here. So I just went ahead and just played bishop e6. I dropped the pawn. I was like, oh, I just dropped the pawn there on d6. Typically, I have a bishop here. But Unk traded it off. Queen to f6. Okay, I played the wrong move there. What was I supposed to play? I almost just traded and tried to play an endgame. Queen a5 is also a move. You know what? I do like queen e5 a lot more. It defends on e5 here. So why did I play queen to f6 here? Wow. Okay. You ever look at yourself in the past and say, do better? That's what I'm saying. Do better, Jesse. Queen f6, terrible move. Both of these are threatening rook f6, but I mean rook to d8 here. But the problem is like the knight to d5 will attack the queen here. Rather, no attack here. Queen f6, knight d5. Oh, this was a mistake. Oh, and I played the perfect way here. So I did calculate this. I was thinking he was going to play this. It was knight takes. Pawn takes is the human move. The knight's unprotected. But the idea here is to make the rook unprotected. So we go queen f4 check. Don't just take on f tree. After pawn takes here or here, there's counterplay, right? I mean, both of these look bad. I can't castle. My king looks unsafe. So here, queen f4 check. And if he moves the king over, which he did, now I take the knight attacking the rook. Although I guess the same thing happens here too. But apparently it's better. If he tries knight to d2 here, I did look at this. We just go rook to d8. We stop the skewer, or the fork, and, you know, I'll be okay. I think queen c7 gets played, and whatever. I'll survive this. But my pieces are active. I can only survive with activity, guys. Queen f4. I can only survive if I'm making progress. Little metaphor for life there, guys. Queen takes... okay, queen takes f3 was a blunder. I was like, well, okay, I played so well. And then I played so bad. Yeah, I thought I was just winning because of free tempo here. I was attacking here, attacking here. What was I supposed to play here? Rook to d8? Okay, rook to d8 makes sense. Queen c7. Queen e3. And then rook takes or bishop takes. Yeah. Okay, well, this is the life we live, guys. Queen f3 got played. Terrible move. He took here, and I was like, oh, crap. But here I did see that I had rook to d8. A skewer. So I'm curious why it's only giving it like a -1. I won 7.5 to 1.5. Pawn takes check. Oh, this is a blunder. I thought this was his best move. Because here, Unk spent a lot of time here. I played rook d8. He had 2 minutes and 33 seconds. Oh, I thought he spent a lot of time here. Maybe it was after this move he spent a lot of time. Yeah, here he spent a whole minute. And I think this was his only try. What was the computer saying here to play then? Wow, bishop e2. Okay. Why is bishop e2 here good? Oh, rook takes. Bishop takes. Oh, that's crazy. And if I just move my queen away, he can move his queen away. Wow. Wow. Logical, logical, logical. He played the blunderous move as I probably would have myself. Pawn takes check. I did realize king takes f7 was wrong. Because then bishop c4 check gets played. And now my king is running out of good squares here. I have to play a king here. And I don't know. I'm probably getting mated pretty soon. So here, correct move. Queen takes an f7. And here, the computer just says queen takes d8. And that would be an easy win there. So here he played the move I would have played, bishop c4. Now if you take, bishop takes in check. If you take back, it's just an equal game. You can go up the exchange here too with just king e7 and just defend the rook. Oh, wait a second. No, what up the exchange? What am I thinking? Just king e7 is an equal game. I saw the right move though. What's the right move here? Oh, I just take the free piece. Yeah, I forgot my own thought process. Just take the free piece. Luckily, my queen's guarding on e6. And I did see queen g6 check, but don't forget, queens can move backwards. Queen f7. Check here, knight takes. Obviously, just trading down here is good for me. Here, this becomes a little bit more complicated than I like, but I know that if I win this game, the match is over. Queen f4, I'm being really annoying. Unk makes good moves. If I take the pawn, he takes my rook. Yeah, I have probably as much confidence as I did going over the game. Trading off rooks here. Just making the game a little bit easier for me to understand. I saw the check there, but there's no more checks after that. And then here, a5. Once you bring the knight in, you should be good. b3, and yeah, I was pretty confident about this. Queen to d2 check. I think he has to bring his king back to a1 or b1. Unfortunately, here he played the king a3, and this loses immediately. I just forced the queen trade here. And then I get the pawn across the board. And then I was able to figure out this checkmate with the queen and a knight. Very, very hard stuff for me. Here we go. Check, check, and then mate. Woof. All right, that was the full game review for all the games I got to play with Learning with Unk. Thank you, Unk, for playing the match with me. Looking forward to my next matches. Maybe Bullet Chess Girl. Maybe, was it Trini? Yeah, and I wouldn't mind playing Shams. I definitely want to play General Zod someday. That would be fun. I know he's very busy, so that would be cool. Alright, guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys later. Today's stream is done. I will go ahead and raid Jacuzzi for those that want to stick around. She's a beginner player. She likes to play chess, and she talks about her thought process while she's playing her games. So let me go ahead and get the raid ready for her while doing that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be done in a second. Please stop. Please stop. You're scratching me. You're scratching me. All right, here we go. Bam, bam, Sam, Cham. All right. Oof. Good stuff. Good stuff. Wanna be my for real dude? Add me, please. You can add me, Vinay. All right, let's go ahead and raid. Okay. All right, guys, I'll check you later.